Welcome back. We are still on the topic rates. In the previous video, we solved a question on speed. In this video, we are going to solve another question. The question for this video is two passenger trains A and B 450 kilometers apart start to move towards each other at the same time and meet after 2 hours. If train B travels 8 divided by 7 as fast as the train A, find the speed of each train. To understand this question very well, let's consider this illustration. So we have two passenger trains, train A and train B. Let's say that train A is at point A and train B is at point B. From the question, we are being told that the two passenger trains, that is train A and train B, are 450 kilometers apart. This means that the distance between the position of point A and the position of point B is 450 kilometers. The distance between them is 450 kilometers. So from point A to point B is 450 kilometers. Now the question goes on to tell us that these two trains start to move towards each other at the same time. So these two trains start moving towards each other at the same time. So they move towards each other at the same time, and after 2 hours they meet at a point. So let's say that after 2 hours these two trains meet at this point. We are going to call that point M. I hope that is clear. The distance between the two trains is 450 kilometers. They start to move towards each other and meet at a point after 2 hours. So after 2 hours, train A will travel from point A to point M, that is the meeting point. And after 2 hours, train B will travel from point B to point M, that is the meeting point. Okay, let's call the distance between point A and point M, that is the distance traveled by train A after 2 hours. Let's call that distance X. And the distance between point M and point B, that is the distance traveled by train B after 2 hours. Let's call that distance Y. So the distance traveled by train A after 2 hours is X, and the distance traveled by train B after 2 hours is Y. From the diagram, we can clearly see that X plus Y will give us 450 kilometers. So when we add the distance traveled by train A to the distance traveled by train B, you get 450 kilometers. The question goes on to tell us that train B travels 8 divided by 7 as fast as the train A. This means that if we multiply the speed of train A by 8 divided by 7, we will get the speed of train B. The question wants us to use this information to find the speed of each train. Okay, so now that we understand the question, let's go on with the solution. From the question, we were told that train A and train B are 450 kilometers apart. So from point A to point B is 450 kilometers. We can see from the diagram that from point A to point M is X, and from point M to point B is Y. So if we add X and Y, we are going to get 450 kilometers. So X plus Y is equal to 450 kilometers. Let's call this equation 1. The question also tells us that train B travels 8 divided by 7 as fast as the train A. This means that if we want the speed of train B, we will have to multiply the speed of train A by 8 divided by 7. So speed of train B is equal to 8 divided by 7 times the speed of train A. Now, we will have to find the speed of train B and the speed of train A. We have learnt that speed is equal to distance divided by time. So the speed of train A will be equal to the distance covered by train A divided by the time taken to cover that distance. And likewise, the speed of train B will be the distance covered by train B divided by the time taken to cover that distance. Remember that from the question, we were told that these two trains met after 2 hours. So it means that both trains have covered a distance in a time of 2 hours. So the time for train A is 2 hours and the time for train B is 2 hours. From the diagram, we can see that the distance covered by train A is x and the distance covered by train B is y. So the speed of train B will be equal to the distance covered by train B, which is y, divided by the time taken to cover that distance, which is 2 hours. The speed of train A will be equal to the distance covered by train A, which is x, divided by the time taken to cover that distance, which is 2 hours. So the speed of train B is y divided by 2 hours, and the speed of train A is x divided by 2 hours. Let's substitute this information into our equation. Speed of train B is y divided by 2 hours. We have 8 divided by 7 times speed of train A is x divided by 2 hours. So we have y divided by 2 hours is equal to 8 divided by 7 times x divided by 2 hours. Let's cancel 2 hours out of our equation. So let's multiply the left hand side by 2 hours and the right hand side by 2 hours. So we have 2 hours times y divided by 2 hours is equal to 8 divided by 7 times x divided by 2 hours times 2 hours. When you do that, you can see that 2 hours and 2 hours will cancel each other out here. 2 hours and 2 hours will cancel each other out here. So you'll be left with y here. So y will be equal to, we have 8 divided by 7. 2 hours and 2 hours are gone. So you'll be left with x. So 8 divided by 7 times x. And this will give us 8. Y is equal to 8 divided by 7 x. We are going to call this equation 2. Remember that we had equation 1 as x plus y is equal to 450 kilometers. And we are having equation 2 as y is equal to 8 divided by 7x. We have two equations and two variables, so we are going to solve them simultaneously. Equation 1 is x plus y is equal to 450 kilometers. Equation 2 is y is equal to 8 divided by 7x. Y is already the subject in equation 2, so we can easily substitute it into equation 1. We have solved more examples on solving simultaneous linear equations. If you want to understand how to solve simultaneous linear equations, watch the videos on solving simultaneous linear equations that is available on this channel. So we are going to go ahead with our solution here. We are going to substitute equation 2 into equation 1. And we will have x plus y, which is 8 divided by 7x, is equal to 450 kilometers. Let's multiply through this equation by 7. So we have 7 times x plus 7 times 8x divided by 7 is equal to 7 times 450 kilometers. We multiply through by 7 to remove the fraction. We learnt this under linear equations. 7 times x will give us 7x. From algebra, we know that 7 times x is 7x. 7 and 7 here will cancel out, so you will be left with 8x. And this is equal to 7 times 450 kilometers will give us 3,150 kilometers. 7x plus 8x will give us 15x. So we have 15x is equal to 450 kilometers. We want to find x, which is the distance covered by train A after 2 hours. So we have 15x is equal to 3,150 kilometers. To find x, we divide the left hand side by 15, we divide the right hand side by 15. So we divide the left hand side here by 15, then we divide the right hand side here also by 15. Now you see that 15 and 15 will cancel each other out. So you are going to have x is equal to 3,150 kilometers divided by 15. 3,150 kilometers divided by 15 will give us 210 kilometers. This means that after 2 hours, train A covered a distance of 210 kilometers. Now let's find y, which is the distance covered by train B after 2 hours. From equation 2, we know that y is equal to 8 divided by 7x. We have found x to be 210 kilometers. So we can replace x with 210 kilometers. So y will be equal to 8 divided by 7 times 210 kilometers. And this will give us 240 kilometers. Remember that y is the distance covered by train B after 2 hours. So it means that after 2 hours, train B had covered a distance of 240 kilometers. The question said that we should calculate the speed of train A and train B. We now have x, which is the distance covered by train A after 2 hours, and y, which is the distance covered by train B after 2 hours. So we have the distance and we have time. We can calculate for speed. So the speed of train A will be equal to the distance, which is x, divided by the time, which is 2 hours. X is now 210 kilometers. So the speed of train A will be 210 kilometers divided by 2 hours. 210 divided by 2 will give us 105. Kilometer divided by hour will give us kilometer per hour. So we can say that the speed of train A was 105 kilometers per hour. In the same way, we can find the speed of train B. The speed of train B will be the distance covered by train B, which is y, divided by the time, which is 2 hours. Y is 240 kilometers. So the speed of train B will be equal to 240 kilometers divided by 2 hours. 240 divided by 2 will give us 120. Kilometers divided by hours will give us kilometer per hour. So it means that the speed of train B was 120 kilometers per hour. Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe to this channel for more videos. In the next video, we are going to solve another question on speed. Bye bye.